Hi, Pendle here from Sounddust with a kind of walkthrough demo stroke tutorial of the new Modular Chaos Engine number 2. Now you might have seen the film without any walking or without any talking, lots of walking, not much talking, of the first Chaos Engine and have a rough idea, but I thought with this one I'd go through it a little bit more fully. Now, found Chaos Engine number 1. Chaos Engine number 1 is full of found sounds. Chaos Engine number 2 is, I'll be blunt, is from a Dave Smith Evolver, which is a really brilliantly and brilliantly underrated kind of analog hybrid synth. I've had mine since they came out, and even I don't use it as much as I should. But recently I've been using it a lot, and it's just very, very capable of doing some really good stuff, and really good stuff for drums, which is why I hit on this idea. So here she is. And what you have is 12 keys, these ones here, loaded with sometimes up to 127 sounds. That's as many sounds as you can get on a key. It's impossible to even play them all accurately, but that's where the sequencer comes in. Now, they're not entirely different sounds. What they are is different articulations of sounds, but there's I think it's 1,100 samples crammed into these 12 here keys. And the best way to play them is with the Chaos Engine, which is this thing here, which is the sequencer. Now, these 12 keys here all trigger a sequencer. And each sequencer, you've got 12 tracks, i.e. 12 of these keys. So you've got basically a quite chunky sequencer for 12 keys, which you can trigger just by hitting a key. Like that, or another key. Or another key. That's the basic gist of it. And we've got here is the actual sequence rows, and the bottom one helps you select what sound you're going to play. So let's solo that track there. What I'm going to do, there you go, soloed empty track. I can right click and draw in a straight line. Now that will give me 12, what am I talking about? 16 sounds. But I've got a decay control as well here, which allows me to control the envelope, the volume envelope of each sound. Now, hold on, let's put it, it's on 2 bar at the moment, let's put it on 1 bar. So, if we simplified all, if I can control click, I have to look down, there you go, I can get rid of everything. Let's just draw in a very basic thingamabob. Oh, where was I? Oh, there you go. Gives you a sample of some of the sounds. I've tried to do it so that the left-hand sounds are more kind of bottom-endy, bass drummy, and the right-hand sounds veer towards kind of high frequencies, although it's not always entirely accurate like that. And it's deliberately a little bit, well, it doesn't give much information away because it's all about finding happy accidents in many ways. So you can just, this is your accent section. And these are all sounds that I've made with Dave Smith Evolver, which is both analog and digital and is quite gnarly. But you can get some excellent stuff out of it. Now, if you want to just tell you what number sample you're playing, or what number velocity, because that's where they're mapped to. If you hold down Shift, you can be a little bit more accurate about where you select. Oops. So they're kind of, so you've got some kind of TR style kick drums at the top there. You've got some flabbier stuff down the bottom. But these go right the way to the bottom as well. And this isn't affecting volume. This is just merely selecting a sound. This is affecting volume. And this is affecting the overall envelope. So you can make them tight. Or you can make them flabby. And then you can accent them here. And then above that you've got pan control, which in a kick drum is probably not that useful, but there you go. Control click. And then you've got pitch control as well. And the overall pitch control is controlled by this knob here, which goes from none to loads. Scientific as ever. So you can actually tune things. All the notes I've tuned to C, so that if you move this pitch control, it will affect everything similarly if you've drawn something into the pitch over here. So there you go, very basic for starters. Or you can just draw stuff in like this. Instant joy. Put in short decays between. And the whole point of this is it's kind of quick, and you can come up with stuff if you spent time on you would never have thought of. Let's take those out again. Right, let's clear the rest of it. I see I'm soloed on one channel at the moment. Track 2, click on the track. Mute button there, the little blue one. Yellow one is solo. So here we are here. What happens if we do that? See, I'm not even entirely sure what I'm going to get, and I spent literally months recording this stuff. What there often is the higher ones often have been treated with a little bit of spring reverb, so that's the only effects on this whole thing. It's basically plain good old Dave Smith Evolver with occasional spring reverb, but then you can get rid of that anyway with the decay. Just randomly drawing stuff in, and then we can mute things. Stuff is randomly drawn in, which is going a bit mad. Go over to the chaos page. Now here we've got overall controls for everything per track. So that applies to these notes here. There you go, see? Now we've got a system here where if you do that, then that only affects number 1. If you click on the label, that becomes the master and takes everything with it. But these are still individuals. So there's the master, there's the individuals. So you can quickly control everything. So we could, oops, all gone a bit too loud. So we've got a master decay control. Same with attack. We've got high pass and low pass filters here. High pass. Now these are tune and time. Tune messes with the tuning. Time messes with the fabric of time itself. So that makes the notes, the sounds play quicker while retaining pitch, and that makes them play slower while retaining pitch. So what we've basically we've got context set up with time machines so that it actually separates pitch from time. You know what I mean? But more importantly, it's the chaos button for quick randomizations. You never know what you're going to get. Not much at the moment, actually. Well, it's not gone very chaotic. And then you can reassert order there. And reassert order. reassert order. You never know what you're going to get there. And then we've also got articulations per note, which if I play an individual note and then select the articulation control here, I can, for instance, now I'm just playing one note and it's playing a whole rough, I think is the technical term. And then if you add that in, it goes a bit mad. But if you're playing individual notes, it's quite useful. Take that off for now. So, maybe that's enough. Oh no, there's much more to show you. So it comes pre-programmed with, oh yes, it comes pre-programmed with a load of things, but essentially you should delete them all, save it, delete them all, save another one, and put your own patterns into it. Now we've also got the Chaos Looper. Hit that button there. And it will go through a series of chaotic possibilities. And then off, back to normal. Swing control. Not that obvious on that one. There you go. And then negative swing for wonky stuff. 1 bar or 2 bar. No, now playing 2 bars. You want to see what's playing? On the latch means you just hit the note and it carries on playing. Quantize. We'll quantize it with your sequencer so that, well, it's always quantized, but it will kind of come in on the bar rather than randomly. Copy 1 and 2 copies whatever's here to whatever's over there. Grid takes you to a 32th grid. And then we've got pattern thingamabobs, so we can copy patterns. Now, pattern is the whole thing, and track is just this track. This is the track that's visible. There you go. Now, take that off. You may notice that it's called the Modular Chaos Engine. Now, the reason for that is this little control here in many ways. Now, if, at the moment, I've got it set so the patterns all trigger from C0. So you play 0, C0, and the next 12, the next 12 notes trigger a separate pattern. I can take this down. If I take this down to C1, C minus 1, it now doesn't trigger from C0, it triggers from there. Which means if I happen to have one of the other Modular Chaos Engines open, oh, look at that. I've got that triggering from C0. Let's turn it on. So now C0 is triggering the found engine, but not that one. Let's put that on quantize. C0 is triggering that one, which means I can play them both together. So hold on. That. So that's a combination of both instruments. And I can play, see there's a simple thing on there. So that's why it's modular. Gives you a whole heap of possibilities, which you never know what you're going to get. That's just evolved on its own. Randomly hitting things at the moment. Oh. there you go. So both are available. There will be more of these as well. I've got lots of great ideas for new modules.